but I might need to just get going. Make sure this is working. All right, looks like we're working. Okay, so was looking at a runoff of this low for a potential move back up to this high. We got a little bit of a lift here, but the problem is like, we kind of broke that level. We kind of broke that. Is that valid up to the 1 hour? Yeah, it's kind of, so it's not a break on the 1 hour, but yet price wasn't able to return to the high, right? Not a break on the 1 hour, but it wasn't able to return to the high. So not a lot of love there. Let's see here. So this that low has some confidence to it with the sharpness of that wick, just like that one does, just like this one does. This one does to a certain extent as well. These don't. So it's currently coming to hunt that liquidity out. What is going to happen when we hit there, though? I don't know. I think a lot of people are still bullish. See, that's just not a fun way to get there. Anytime I kind of see something like this where, you kind of flow in, you got a little flow going on. I didn't need that extra hump. And then you like kind of have a sharper break like this coming down for something like that. That doesn't give me a lot of confidence that that is going to hold. Um, what would make me feel better, I hit too many undos, is for price to kind of, let me go over here so I can draw an example of this. For price to kind of come up and then sort of start just slowly rolling down like this, building liquidity along this edge here. That is a far better sign for something like this to work, right? Because we're gonna purge liquidity, we're gonna hit limit orders down here. I mean, we're gonna we're gonna stop out longs and we're gonna activate, um, limit longs when we hit here. But when you have weak liquidity on top of you coming into something like that, the chances that you come back up and run something like that are far greater. This kind of break right here coming into it, yeah, just not as good, not as good. Um, and you can kind of see the exact same thing that happened yesterday is, I had gone long in this area because, there was a local break on like the 5 minute and, I had a simple target. Let's see if we can just get back up and challenge that high. But we SFP'd this and then, you see that nice break occur, not leaving that liquidity behind as it tapped that low. And so, instead of having liquidity behind you to kind of come back and um, clean up real quick, instead you have supply, right? Instead you have a decent chunk of supply that we were really never able to clear. So all that is to say that like we could see a little bit of lift off of this low right here, but I don't think it's. I think it's going to be short lived. I do. I think it's going to be short lived. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't even think it's going to get that high. I think we see. Let me check a little something here real quick. Do a little check. Check one two. Check one two. No, it's not at all what I want. I want this thing. Give me this thing. Bear with me because I still don't. I don't have chat open. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think. Let me think. Yeah, it just looks like it wants to crawl down into an area like this, um, and see what happens at these lows and this demand down here. That's what it's looking like. It looks like it kind of wants to flow something like this. Like, we kind of come up here, we put that break in, like kind of lose this low, maybe not like drastically, but then like lose it and then like come back in here and kind of hit off that supply and then wiggle down, kind of do the same thing again on that low. And then, yeah, that's kind of what I see. That's kind of what I see in the future. Um, so I think, yeah, that's what I see. So, having said that, like this is an idea that I have very little confidence in, again, just because of that break. Um, but a return, if it does break, hold on, if it does break this low with whatever, like we'll just call it a 15-minute candle body close or something like that. Like it comes down to like maybe you get a candle body close down at like 63,580-ish or something, somewhere along there. I think I would look for it to come back into a zone like this. So that's a if this then that statement, right? I think I'd look for it to come back into a zone like this. And then I think I would look to short it from there. Always with the wrong buttons because I broke my trading view. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, kind of something along these lines. I think there's still a 3R to be had in that situation. Um, So those are probably the most immediate things I'm looking at. And then, well, actually, it's all I'm looking at. If I'm gonna, yep, it's all I'm looking at. Something here. Yeah, I'm leaning much more towards this guy than I am towards the other guy. Yeah, this guy not as confident about. Uh, but I mean, maybe if you're that scalperoni and cheese kind of person, maybe you actually can get both of these to work, right? Slight lift here up into there. Well, I don't expect it's going to grenade that fast. Yeah, slight lift here up into here, and then a little bit more down. Whatever you get, I think you get the point. Maybe I should turn on chat now and see if you maybe do get the point because I'm not even looking at the chat. You soul, please. You soul, please. All right, all right, all right. Hold the phone, and we will get to the you soul. Yeah, I just want to see what happens here. So really, that was an SFP of this high, and then we broke the low that created that high. Strong 15-minute candle. Yeah, I just want to give me El Momento to see what happens at this low right here, and then we'll go. Well, actually, no, to hell with that. We'll just make it an alert, and we'll go do useful. Useful. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, yeah. I believe if I remember, I'm trying to remember what I said about this yesterday, and I believe what I said was something about. So let me find the time. Okay, so 7:30 yesterday, we were in this neck of the woods. Now I don't know if we were looking closer. Yeah, that's 8:30. So I'd have been offline by here. So we were right in this neck of the woods. And I think what I was talking about was generally purging all of this liquidity, that last final sort of bit right there. And then if you turn around and lost that low, that you would be coming back for this guy. I think that's what I said. Oh, no, no, no. I see it now. I said you'd be coming back for uh, this guy minimum, that being demand right here. Yeah, that minimum. But obviously, we can see that demand's not holding, right? I think that's pretty sensible. So it's coming for this low. It's coming for that low. The question then becomes what happens? What can we say about what might happen when it gets there? Okay. Don't really recall drawing that, but that's okay. I don't need it anymore, though. It needs to go away. All right, so we got to hop back out to the 4 hour so I can reorientate. Yeah. I think there's love to be had on that low. I do. Um, let's see, this was okay. So yeah, that's right. I remember now. We're kind of in the middle of this larger range here, but there is some nice demand right underneath this low, and we do have. So we're looking at a 4 hour chart here. I'm just going to draw this portion out, right? We do have that break right here, indicating strength here and weakness here. So let's go spot out that demand that sits right underneath that low. Let's get it down to maybe a single candle. Oh, we were looking at that, huh? So I don't know if I love this on the 8 hour. I don't know if I love using that. The reason is it's really that's inside bar. So I'm going to modify this a little bit, but do you see how this candle is above this demand and this candle is below the demand? It's in this one single order block is inside of these two bars. It doesn't tend to work as well. So we're going to drop back down to the 4 hour. I'm just going to change that a little bit. Pop that up to here. I'm actually going to drag it down to there. So there was the BTC alert. What's happening at the low? What's happening? Oh yeah. Did I different chart maybe? Here's the chart I'm looking at. Yeah, nope, not a lot of love there. I had a feeling that low was not going to work. Nope. Bear with me here. Let me just peeps the BTCs real quick. Go away volume. What am I looking for? Boom to boom. Okay, let's go back up to 15. No, 30. Not particularly. Where are you? There's something there. There's something in here and I can't quite spot it. No, I don't look that. So I don't think that's going to provide a whole lot of love. Um, no, I don't. I suspect we break this, but overall, maybe get get just a tiny lift off of here, or it just smashes through it. It just smashes through it. But the I can move away from this now. I think that's all I needed to see. I just needed to see the reaction at that low. It's not ready for me yet, so I can go back to use soil. So we're kind of talking, let's get a horizontal line on this instead of what's the lowest point of liquidity? It's this guy. Bum, 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 bum. Now, let me think about this. Oh, that is interesting. That is interesting. So what's that break I was looking at? What is that valid up to? Because I forgot we had a 4 hour market structure break up here. So I was putting all this weight on this break right here for for the idea of a higher low for higher high. But I need to see like what time frame this is valid up to. Let's just hop right up to the daily. Okay, yeah, that does make me feel better. So yeah, that was a daily break in structure. So a 4 hour break in structure, a 4 hour bearish break in structure off a daily bullish break in structure isn't too alarming because you got to come all the way back down here to lose your daily market structure. So 4 hour, I mean, on a retracement, yeah, 4 hours got to break a little bit. Um, yeah, that doesn't. Well, I suppose it doesn't have to, but I don't think it's that alarming if it does. Is there something I'd like more for the interesting? Hold on. What's like the 2 day say? See, but is it like, does the higher low actually come in here? Maybe, maybe, maybe. Um, but yeah, I would look for some love down in that area. That candle sucks, but we already mitigated. Yeah, we already mitigated, so that's not too bad. Yeah, you just want to, in a perfect world, it continues to kind of do what it's doing here. Just weak price action all the way down into zones like that. That's the best way to approach it. Again, a not so good way to approach it would be, let's draw this better, would be for it to kind of range out right here and then snap straight down into something like that. That would give me less confidence. But as long as it kind of inchworms down in here, yeah, I would feel pretty good about, yeah, just cleaning up all this liquidity on the bottom of the range, all that stuff, and then yeah, and then see if it can take a run, back up towards the high. I don't think that's target one. I think we can come up with targets in between here and there, like this guy. Yeah, that would probably be no. This would be target one. This would be target two, and that would be target three for me. That's how I would play that one. That's you, Soil. That's you, Soil. Good morning, Alexandria. Gee. Good morning, Chris Klein. And good morning, Reapers. Not 63,925 long entry on BTC spot. Just got filled right now. 63,925. Cool, man. Cool. I spot, huh? Spots. Where are we at again? It's a fairly bold move, if you ask me. But I understand it. I understand it. Um, is this the chart that, is this the right chart? No, not really. I think this is the one we want. Oh, well, would you look at that? Would you look at that? I have to get rid of all the squiggles. They're driving me nuts. I think that's why I like the highlighter. It's easier for me to select it and delete it. right. Dun, 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 dun. Whatever. 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 Yeah, it is question time. It is question time. Oh, I suppose I want to see. Now that is interesting though, because it's like the 15 minute doesn't want to close down there all of a sudden. Go right here, enter the range. Sorry, I'm over here whispering to myself like a madman. Probably because I left my coffee in my car, like a moron. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so our the value area has shaped out a little bit better. Instead of being, the value area being all squiggling around and trying to find its home, um, it has sort of flattened out, starting to flatten out in this area. So that's interesting. That's interesting. It's a much better looking value area than it was yesterday, because yesterday we were uh, here-ish. Yeah, we were like here in price yesterday, and it just hadn't, that value area hadn't flattened out yet. So that's looking a little bit better. I wonder if we can make a rotation back up from here. Interesting. Interesting. Good morning. Isn't it a week low we are at now? Week low where we are at now. So I would say, let's see, let's think about that. Let's think about that. So let's see, Reapers, are you asking me if I think this low is weak? Or are you asking me if I thought this low was weak? Or are we referring to other lows like these lows down here? Which low are you referring to? In the week low. Yeah, because see the your question for the week low, I think, is going to be determined by time frames. Yeah, time frames. So I need to know what low you're referring to, and then I can answer that question. What's the Dixie up to? Do I even care? Do I even care? Well, that's good news. That's good news. So let's see. Yesterday, Monday, Wednesday. Let's zoom in here. Put it in the Discord. Awesome. Thanks, bro. I'll go check that out in a second. Tuesday, Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Okay, so we had already lost this low yesterday. Um, Flow chart still points down here. Yeah, sure does. That's good news for BTC. All right, let me check the Discords and see what he's talking about here. Week low, week low, week low, week low, week low. Strong high, 15-minute. Yeah, yeah. I would concur with your assessment that that low was that this low here. So he's referring to this low having been weak, and yeah, I would concur with that. I would concur with that. It's weird because on the 45-minute, um, that's a break, but on the hour it wasn't. So it was like a little. Yeah, it was a little mysterious, but if we just followed like the 30-minute structure, this break alone made that low weak. But see, we've touched it. It's we've already sort of, yeah, we've touched it, right? So if we whatever time frame the low is weak on, um, this little internal break, I would be happy with saying that's weak on like the 30-minute. Maybe it's even up to like the 45-minute. Yes, it is. But we lose it on the hour. On the hour, we won't see this as a valid low. Um, so, what do I mean to say by that? If you get you need a 45, without a 45 to 30-minute candle body close below this low, then that starts to indicate potential signs of a swing failure, which would reverse it and then make the high weak, right? So it was weak. It got tagged. Is it going to SFP? My gut was no this morning, and little slight rule of thumb. The wick at first looks like an SFP, but if the next cover candle recovers 50% of that, well, then it's probably not going to SFP. No, that candle's not closed. It's a brand new candle, but yeah, it doesn't look so hot. Doesn't look so hot, does it? No, not so much. Not so much. Is that accurate? Is that New York Open? No, I gotta reset this all the time. Okay, so New York Open pushes up to limits, smashes down. That could be. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, I'm still more interested in this. Still more interested in that. But I had a similar idea yesterday that it never. Oh no, never mind. It did get it. It did get to it. Yeah, I had an idea that came up yesterday after the stream of running this supply right here for a short back to there, and I'll be damned. That worked. Oh well. I was all yeah. Whatever. 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 But again, kind of short stream this morning. I don't have a ton. I really don't have a ton. I just don't. I don't. I want to see. I just want to see price kind of crawl up to this area, and I want to short that down to here. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I wonder if I doubt it. I'm gonna look at CVD and stuff real quick just to see if there's anything moderately interesting there, which I doubt there is. Bear with me. If I see something interesting, I will bring it on screen. That's a five. Let's go like the 15. Dun, 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 dun. Interesting. 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 I mean, like kinda interesting. I don't know if it's super interesting. Yeah, it's CBD's kind of stuck in the middle of like two divergences. I'll show you here in a second if it'll let me draw on it. if it will let me draw on it. Right, so you got open interest at the bottom. So people are interest has been increasing since this point right here. That color's not going to work. The color's not going to work. We need like white. Since that point right there, open interest has been climbing. Um, and the positions that have been opening, so these are new positions opening on your open interest. And those positions have been building a negative delta to them, meaning that these positions, as they're opening, are by and far short positions. And yeah, but see, the interesting thing to me is like, so you've got kind of this high to this high. You see a little bit of a divergence there, where price almost made a higher high here, but CVD was lower. But the trouble is, you have a divergence just kind of like that on the other end of it, right? Where we can see that price is making, where do I want to draw it from? Probably here. Price is making lower lows, and CVD is making higher highs. Um, yeah, so like moderately interesting, but I don't think overly helpful information there. Da, 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 da. Yeah, yeah, nothing too great. I wonder what like the 1 hour looks like. Can you work website? Okay, so we have our short squeeze there. Yeah, no, I don't think it's really any more interesting on the 1 hour. Let's just delete that, and then how am I going to get all these white drawings off of here? Object tree brushes. Let's remove those. And let me go back to chat. Let's go back to chat. Yeah, stuck in the middle. Stuck in the middle. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, it looks like just more waiting games. It's been a pretty uneventful week for me, anyway. This has been a pretty uneventful week. And it would appear as if I need to wait more. Should have taken that short idea I had yesterday. That would have been decent. Yeah, I mean these to me are absolutely the more high confident plays. I think I moved the target on that because it was messing me up. But I would say, yeah, these two are definitely the more high confidence plays for me. Absolutely. Everything else in between, less confident. All right. Anybody have any questions or something else to look at? Because if not, then I think, yeah, then I think I'm going to get to working on some other things. Interesting. Interesting. Now, see, I would bite on this because I haven't bit on this yet, this position here. I think I might be interested if we return around and crack that high. Up, down, up, down, up, break. Then I think I would be interested. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that would interest me. That would interest me. Um, That would interest me for sure. At least it would make me feel, if nothing else, it would make me feel confident more. Like if we came back up and broke that high, it would make me feel more confident that we could crawl back up to that position um, for maybe some kind of short out of here. Ish. That's an ish. Basically, for me, this position here is going to be following this leg. If it does retrace back up, it's just going to be following this leg and looking for it to break. So does it break right off of this? Does it come up deeper inside of it and then break? That doesn't look like a break, does it? There we go. That's better. Maybe, but it's just going to be kind of following that leg to see if it starts to break down. That would be my plan. Yeah, that would be my plan. What's your favorite altcoin? My favorite one to trade? Oh, that's a good question. I mean, you know, uh, if my money is any indication of my votes for favorites, I own more ADA and XRP than I own anything. Go me! Um, my favorite one to trade, though, as far as trading goes, I gotta be real frank. I have really been avoiding trading altcoins lately. But what are some of my favorites to trade? I always like trading Sol. I've liked trading ADA, OP, and ING. Those have been up there. I like trading Doge too. I like trading Doge. But that's probably about it. I mean, like I'll fiddle fart around with some of this other stuff, um, but nothing. Nothing even comes close to exciting me as much as BTC does. BTC is my by and far is my preferred asset to trade. Yep, like by a mile. Pooh, gosh dang, that bled down. Bum, bum, bum. I caught the short from 64 841. I thought I saw this. I thought I saw that on your chart that you posted. That's a nice trade. I was probably, what was I doing at that time? Probably I was sleeping. I was sleeping. What'd you say? 64 841. Oh yeah, I was sleeping. Yeah, for sure I was sleeping. 64 841. Do a magnet tool off. I'm just curious, like exactly what I was doing. 841. Yeah, I was trying to not wake up right then. Yep, I was trying to not wake up. I was like, go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. It didn't work, but yeah, that's what I was doing. I was stuffing my pillow over my face, pretending the sun was not up yet. That's while Reapers was catching himself a nice short. That's what was happening for me. Yep, yep. So yeah, that's not going to work. That is not going to work. That old long position ain't gonna work, guys. Ain't gonna work. Negative. We could just delete that. Yes, we can. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Sleeping is important, and I don't do a lot of it. So when I do it, well, let me put it this way: I try to get like at least 5 hours of sleep in a night, and I really try not to cut that short. So, um, yeah, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. It's important, and I don't do much of it. What does this look like on a 4 hour? Oh yeah, it's inside bar though. It's inside bar. Yeah, no, yeah, yep, yeah. It looks pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. Yeah. Well, let's get an alert set so I actually maybe have an opportunity to make that trade. Entering supply once per bar. And yeah, I'm gonna hope that that we can see some retracement up to here. So I can grab me a short, and if not, if that does not happen and we do not retrace up to here, then yeah, I'm just going to wait to see what happens down in these areas for a for a long. Remember, I had three boxes marked down here, and that's right. This one's my favorite. Yeah, this area 603 to say 598, 60,300 to 598 or so. That's really where I'd like to see it retrace to ultimately before climbing up further. Yeah, that's really where I'd like to see it. Okay, okay. Well, looks like another boring day for me because I did not get up early enough to catch the worm. So, is what it is. Nice trade up there, dude. Really nice trade. Super, super nice. Little SFP that high. Little break of structure to follow. I'll call for a retest, but yeah, it's a good trade, man. That's a really good trade. Good for you, Reapers. Thank you, Alexandra. I hope you enjoy your day as well. I'm long where I'm in a long. Where's your reversal? I bought the dip, by the way. I'm in a long. Where's your reversal? I mean, I'm trying to figure out how to answer that question. Like to me, yeah, this is a very interesting place for a reversal. Just looking at this as a general range of price, I like that. I like 62 3. Um, Yeah, I like that area for some upside action. No, I don't think we're gonna go draw a little more straight. I don't I don't personally think that we're just gonna go straight down there. Just like that. I don't suspect that's going to happen. I suspect there's going to be some manner of another leg that forms somewhere in here. Hopefully this being right here, if I have my way. Um, but yeah, I think we are flowing like a waterfall down there, kind of, and then that's the break, and then it just kind of starts flowing that direction. There is where I think we could potentially see lift back up to here. That's the way I'm looking at it right now. That's me. It's a scalp long. Where should I get off? Are you in profit? I can tell you, if price came up to there, I would be closing my scalp long. Yeah, I would definitely be closing here. Mm-hmm. User. Yeah, I'd be closing there. I'm at break even. Yeah, 64, 352. If I have to give you a exact answer, that would be it. But I can tell you, I can do better than that. I can do better than that. Let's go to a blank Bitcoin chart because I can do better than that. This chart will work for me. So this kind of being the area that I'm looking to short at, um, what I would, let's say it doesn't make it up that high, what I would be looking for if I was in your shoes is let's just pretend, because it hasn't happened yet, let's just pretend that you start to see some sort of this action form, some sort of this action start forming. If you do, I would by the time you hit 64K, I would be fully de-risked from the position. And if at any point in time, again, hypothesizing that we form some price action that looks anything like this, if at any point in time I see that price action break, right? Pretend the rest of this doesn't exist. I see one of these lows lost. That's if we form a crawl up. If at any point in time I see it come back and smoke one of these lows, I would close out. I would close out. So I would like to see it. Again, I would like to see it retrace back up to what is that 64.4, right? But if at any point in time during that retracement I see this occur prior to the area that I want to get involved at, well, that means I was wrong. And it's probably not going up that high. And I would look to short. Uh, if this leg can form some manner of upwards motion, oops, I thought I could delete that. Just well, whatever. And I see it break like this, then I would go short. But I'm not going to short uh, into the move down, right? So right here we've got price action that looks like this. I'm not shorting into this. No, 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 I'm not. Um, no, I'm waiting for some leg like this to form and then break to give me my next like higher time frame, like 15-minute lower high. Uh, yeah, yeah. I'm not going to follow. I'm not going to follow this leg down. I'm going to short wherever we start retracing from and doing some manner of price action like this with these in it. When that breaks, that's where I go in. That's where I go in. And again, my target on that is just the bottom of the range. Just the bottom. Yeah, short. Boom, down to, yeah, like 62, 62.2, 62.3, somewhere in that region of price. That's the way I look at that. So I hope for you that we do form some retracement here and get some lift back up so that you can find a way out of that in profit or break even. And I hope for Reapers that it just does this forever, all the way down to zero. Grenade. But for me, I'm all hands off. It's all waiting. It's all waiting game for me. All waiting. Okay, so I have that alert. Uh, this is not on once per bar. Do that. So I'll just leave that as that description. That's fine for me. Do I have an alert at the bottom of the range? I guess this is where I do my BTC recap and hit the road. No, I do not have an alert down there. So let's say range, low, hit, once per bar. That works for me. Man, now that I step out and look at the 2 hour, let me go back to this chart. I don't know if it's going to necessarily need to fill what looks like a fair value gap on the 2 hour. So that's why I have an alert also on 63,815. I think I do. I better have one there. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I have that. Yeah, I got that. Because it may, it may not need to retrace as high as here. Um, it may only need to come into here, somewhere into here. Maybe fill like half of this thing. So yes, alert here as well. Still just a target of this. Oh, what a shame we never accumulated down there. What a shame we never accumulated down there. For anybody that missed my stream yesterday, like there's a in between. Let me just delete everything on this chart. There's just very limited support between these two. In my opinion, there's very limited technical support. Is my magnet not on? Get my magnet on. Um, yeah, like like I don't. I think if it goes really past, no, let me put that. Let me change. Let me say something different. If it goes past like 59,542, that's not quite right. But I'm really splitting hairs. 59,426. Um, I think it's going to run this. I think it's going to run these dollar signs down here. I do. So that's why I'm bullish at this low right here. That's why I'm bullish there. Also be really interested in that zone because yeah, I really do feel that if this zone does not hold, that we could just run all this liquidity and be back down to 53. And at that point, well, I mean, it would only take the tiniest SFP of this um, to hit our last point of demand down here. It's just it barely even has to SFP that, get on there, right, right, like yeah, yeah, yep, yep. Yeah, and so that's why I'm bullish there. All the way to 100K now on BTC. Dry clean my astronaut suit. Get it, bro. Get it. Straight up from here, 100K, 1 15-minute candle. 1 15-minute candle for you. Yep, yep. That's I feel like I feel like I have made my case. I feel like I have made my case, and I can go rest now. Uh, yep, yep. Not looking at that anymore. Old news over there. I'm stuck as to whether or not to say that that was a successful idea or not. Um, yeah, I'm stuck kind of somewhere in between. I guess it was a 3.78 if you somehow magically sold the top of the wick. But a little sketchy. A little sketchy. That was yesterday morning's idea. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm deciding what folder to put that in, which is why it's on my chart. Yeah, cool. All right. Brew, what is your long-term analysis? Will BTC reverse from the 786 to 54K, um, or will we see the all-time high? My long-term analysis is not something that, well, you know what? I'm not gonna, let's go. Let's go to like the 8 hour or something like that. Okay. Um, so for the long-term analysis, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this and I'm going to delete this. And we know I just said how I feel about that zone, right? And then we have all-time high up here. And then we have a very strong, well, a fairly strong higher time frame break right here. So that break alone, uh, that break alone makes me say things like strong low and weak high. This high, not this one. Now, if we, like just commonsensically, the break of, where is it? This leg, when it broke here, indicates weakness here. Now, the chances that we stop there and don't actually challenge the all-time high, I think, are pretty limited. Um, but I mean, here's what I'll tell you. I guess it's been a while since I've done something longer term. Um, I don't even know if I can't even do it on this chart. I have to go to like Coinbase or Kraken or Bitstamp. There we go. We'll go to Bitstamp. Um, so let's delete all this. All right. So one thing that yeah, whatever. Come on, work with me. Whatever. This high. Come on, get on there. Get on there. I'm moving too slow. I'm talking too slow. I'm moving too slow. Pick it up, man. Pick it up. All right. So we interact with the previous all-time high, and then we hang out here for what's the thing I want? I want date and price range. Since interacting with the all-time high, we have still not initiated above it, and that's been 136 days. That has been 136 days. When we interacted with the previous all-time high, we took, roughly speaking, where's the thing I want? We took 20 days to break it. Took 20 days to break the last all-time high when we interacted with it. Well, um, it's been 136 days so far. That doesn't give me a ton of confidence. Nope, doesn't give me a ton of confidence at all. As a matter of fact, I would say the more bullish thing for BTC to do is to mitigate a zone like this. Yep, probably mitigate a zone like that. That would make me feel like it could come back and actually Hulk smash that thing. Um, but yeah, I'm very leery of the all-time high still. Like back to, I guess, what I believe your question was, which I believe your question was here first, or which is next, A or B? That's a shitty B. There we go. And my answer would be B. I feel like B is next. But I'll short the fuck out of B. I'll do it. If it gives me a reason to. Obviously, if it just grenades through it, I'm not trying to sell it. But yeah, I feel like here before here, and I absolutely am still planning to short up there. I absolutely am. Yeah, no, I wish I could feel as warm and fuzzy about Bitcoin as everybody does. I really do. Yeah, I do. But I might wish that, but I don't feel that way. So it's what it is. I just had an alert go off on Bitcoin. What was that? What was that all about? Why do I have alerts going off already? Oh, because I had an alert on that line. That's why. Are we starting to form some sort of, no, a little too early. A little too early. Like the look of that candle though. Yes, we might be starting to form that little bit of a leg up. So Reapers, please make sure you have paid yourself some money. Don't let a winner turn into a loser, because we may start to inch up from here. And it may be a slow and painful inch up, but we may begin to inch up from here. All right, yeah, no, see, that's the thing. I can just talk about this forever. I could actually sit on here until the sunset and have no problem with that. But I have other obligations I got to get to. So I'm going to do that, even though that's the 14th time I've said that this morning already. I mean it this time. I mean it this time. I have to say goodbye. I have to say goodbye. You guys know what I'm looking for, and hopefully it was, if nothing else, educational, and ideally, helpful, when you make some money off of it. But adios, guys. I'm out of here.